Picture this. It's the year 2012. Carly Rae Jepsen is asking us to call her maybe. LeBron James just won his first NBA title. The movie World War Z was a flop. And who can forget Gundam Style? But what if something truly crazy happened in 2012? And no, I'm not talking about the end of the world, but it would have changed plans for WWE's biggest show of the year. I'm Ace from Shockwave Sports, and this is the story of Santino Marella almost becoming World Heavyweight Champion. Now, WWE in 2012, at least in the beginning, was actually cooking. We are at the peak of Cena wins lull run, but we do have The Rock returning and challenging John Cena at WrestleMania 28. CM Punk is the current WWE champion. That's always nice to see. And Zack Ryder's little internet YouTube show propelled him to become United States champion. SmackDown was doing well with one of the greatest wrestlers in the world at the time, Daniel Bryan, as their World Heavyweight Champion. Now, currently in 2025, we are on the road to WrestleMania 41, and this time of the year, it's always hit or miss. This could be an exciting time where you truly do not know what could happen yet at Mania, or it's very mid, where it's all coming off very predictable. Back in 2012, it was in that more predictable side of the build-up. WWE's next pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber, was right around the corner, with the two world champions defending their titles in the chambers themselves. Even as a kid, I remember not being so into it. It just felt like no matter what, the WWE champion CM Punk and the world champion Daniel Bryan were gonna retain their belts. That's not what you want from the chambers. You want some excitement. You want some doubt that the champions could retain their titles. You want to think perhaps there could be a twist. But all of a sudden, on a random episode of Friday Night SmackDown, there was a battle royal to qualify to be in the Elimination Chamber for Daniel Bryan's World Heavyweight title. It comes down to Santino Marella and David Otunga. Now, Santino is one of the best comedy characters in WWE history, and he is no slouch. He is a multiple-time Intercontinental Champion, former United States Champion, and Tag Team Champion. He also won Miss WrestleMania at WrestleMania 25 as Santina. We don't need to talk about that. But at this time in 2012, it kind of seemed like Santino already had his peak, and is now just a fun comedic character to have on the roster. In 2011, they had him in the final two at the Royal Rumble to pretty much have a funny moment at the very end. Did 12-year-old me want him to win over Alberto Del Rio, who was in the final two against him? Of course, but even I knew that could have not been the right call. So let's circle back to this battle royal on SmackDown. They once again have Santino in the finals against David Otunga, a guy WWE probably had high hopes for at the time. So we kind of all knew what was going to happen. But then Santino wins! The audience goes crazy! And now for the first time in his career, Santino will fight for a world championship. This win felt different from the 2011 Royal Rumble spot. Now he is actually going to be a part of the build-up to this match. We see montages of Santino training in the next couple of SmackDown episodes, similar to the Rocky movies, and they were quite funny. They were really trying to portray Santino as this mighty underdog that can overcome all of the odds stacked against him. Well, Elimination Chamber happens. It's your usual chamber match with everyone, but it actually comes down to Santino Marella and the champion, Daniel Bryan. The crowd is so invested right now. I remember having a sleepover with my best friend, and our eyes are glued to the TV, hoping our boy Santino could pull off a huge upset. They had roll-ups where it looked like he could win, but Daniel would kick out, and Santino hits the Cobra. It's his finisher, and I remember jumping out of my seat, thinking they were about to do something crazy and put the belt on Santino, but Bryan kicks out of the Cobra. Daniel Bryan would eventually win and retain his world championship. Fans and little 12-year-old me was so crushed. My friend and I were so mad, we turned on the latest SmackDown vs. Raw just to watch Santino win the world title in the video game, just to feel something. Now, here we go. Get the fire going. I wanted to feel like a Burger King grill in here because this is my hottest take about all of this. I think Santino should have won, and it would have worked perfectly with the plans they had for the world title at WrestleMania anyway. Don't believe me? Well, here is Ace's Pro Wrestling What If, a segment where I tell you how I would book Santino's world title win. So I would have Santino shockingly defeat Daniel Bryan with the Cobra in the chamber. No, this does not bury Daniel Bryan. The dude was inside the Elimination Chamber. It's portrayed as one of the most dangerous structures in all of wrestling. So by the time it comes down to him and Santino, he should be exhausted. And that is where Santino, in theory, would get a win like that. So now you're probably wondering, does Santino go all the way to WrestleMania with the belt? Yes, I would do that, because let's remember what happened in real life at that Mania. Daniel Bryan lost in just seconds against Sheamus for the world title. So instead of, having one of the most highly respected wrestlers in the world do that job, how about the guy that would, in theory, be in way over his head going against Sheamus at WrestleMania? So I would literally do the exact same match and finish, just replace Bryan with Santino. Everyone is happy now. And if you're wondering what Daniel Bryan does in this scenario at WrestleMania, I was thinking the Cody Rhodes versus Big Show Intercontinental title match becomes a triple threat because Big Show works better in multi-man matches. So there you have it. I have perfectly inserted Santino Marella into not only a world title reign, but also a WrestleMania world title match. Let me know in the comments what you would have done with a Santino world title reign, or would you even have wanted a Santino world title reign? Thank you all for checking out this video. If you want more mini stories about certain wrestling storylines, let me know, and make sure to check out our WWE 2K series on the channel. We are going to have so much WWE 2K25 content on the channel very, very soon. Subscribe to Shockwave Sports for more wrestling content, and I will see you all in the next video.